Hello everyone, this is the Cajun Gaming Guild, Little Giant coming to you today. And today we are going to start a new playthrough on a game called Astro Colony. If you haven't tried it out, you can get it in Steam. Right now it's still the Steam Summerfest. I believe there is a deal on this game as well. I can't remember exactly what the deal is on it though. But it's a game that was in my library for about 2 years and I never ever played it. I'm not exactly sure why I didn't play it, didn't get into it, but I tried it out during the Steam Summerfest because I had it and got right into it. It's super fun. There's a lot. It reminds me of Satisfactory to a certain extent, but not quite as much because the asteroids are going to be floating around space. And anyways, I'll get into it. I'll show you guys what I know. We'll probably do, I don't know, 3 to 5 episodes for sure, and if I see enough views and enough interest, we'll do some more. We'll keep going right to the end if we have to. That's fine with me. I'm happy with that. So yeah, we're gonna get right into it, guys. We're gonna just start a new game. We're gonna just put in a seed number. What do we think? Anybody know? Anybody care? Let's just pump in numbers. 987654329 8. Perfect. Oxygen consumption, of course. Otherwise, the game is just not realistic. And tutorial bot can go to hell away. You guys can use him if you want, but he is annoying in this game. So he's going away. And this is just a regular survival game where you actually have to do everything. Otherwise, if you use construction or sandbox, you get free construction and all the technologies unlocked. And well, that's not playing the game. That's just creator mode, and I'm not interested in that. I want to play the game. All right, there's going to be a tiny bit of an introductory that you cannot skip that I've seen anyway. Oh, it says press enter to skip, but I'll let you guys see it. And this robot's just basically going to talk to you.
Enough for us was wrong. Our colossal ambitions pushed us to leave our homes. Driven by the need of development and achievement, humanity seeks opportunities to discover new worlds and perhaps new dimensions. We are the first colonists, laying the foundation for future generations. It's your turn now. Show your survival skills, unlock technologies, and remember, the galaxy is yours to conquer.
Awesome, that was that. And now we're going outside. They're kicking us off the ship. And we're never coming back. They don't like us. I knew it. Alright, so right there, that is a landing pad that you're going to probably use later. It's totally up to you. So this complete platform is a floor with a foundation underneath, okay? And you can float around. You're always going to be floating. The only thing that I do not like about this is you can't put the wiring through foundations, and you're allowed to just build on floor, so that's what you're going to see later. I build on the floor everywhere. You'll be able to expand your base all over the place with just the floor. So right off the bat, you'll see a bunch of asteroids. If you hover over them to the top right, see what's in the asteroid. So that says 7, and I just happen to know that means copper. All right, that's 3 iron and 3 ice, and that's 3 carbon, and etc, etc, and everything is going to have some kind of mineral value added to it. Up there, that's called a planetoid. All right, they're like a little mini planet that floats around, and it doesn't really move in comparison to where you start the game. It's going to be there forever, and that one has a copper deposit on it. It tells you. So if you want to fly up there, it takes a little bit of time, and you have oxygen. You can see it down the bottom left. All right, and because we have oxygen, well, we do have to start mining these rocks to get an oxygen place up and running first. All right, because you don't want to run out of oxygen, obviously. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to mine that copper. We need some ice for the oxygen machine, so we might as well grab this one. And we need iron as well. We need more iron. we need more of this for sure. Okay, so now you need to build bars, okay? You have to turn it into iron bars or copper bars, and all you have to do is go and push your tab button. It's going to open up your crafting menu on yourself, okay? Click on this. I always just go with ×5s. That way there just crafts 5 if you have enough materials. If you don't, it doesn't. You cannot craft something else while something is being... You can't even queue it up, alright? It's fine. You can get out of the screen though and keep mining. You don't have to sit there and wait. That's a good part. You can just keep on working. And you're going to want to. Okay? There we go. We want to mine all types of stuff. We are going to mine a crap ton of stuff until we can get our first couple grabbers online, and you'll know what I mean in a moment. If you've never played this game, it's friggin' fun. I couldn't even believe how fun this game is. I don't know why I never played it. I owned it for 2 years, never even tried it. I do that sometimes. I'll see a game on sale. It's like a super good deal. Oh, that looks like a game I'll like. And then something else comes up that's more fun. And then you get into it and you completely forget about it. And I was going through my library and I'm like, what the heck? How come I've never tried this game? Anyhow, it's really, really fun. All right, so that should be all of my bars. Copper bars are good. Or sorry, our iron bars are good. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to make all the copper that we have on us. And that should allow us to make our first building. So buildings, if you look on the bottom of the screen there, I have all of these things that you can build, these buildings. And there is a construction tab with all the available locked buildings and unlocked buildings that there are out there, all right? And you are never going to be able to build any of this stuff until you research it, all right? So as I was out mining rocks, you'll notice basic science pops up. Basic science, copper ore, basic science. Like, so whenever you see that basic science, it means you gained a point in science. If you push your T button, that's your research tab, all right? And I have 20 basic science. You can anchor this to your screen outside, so now I can see it permanently up in the top left. And that way there you can keep track of whatever you have. Okay, so right now we have to unlock oxygen, or else we won't be able to make the oxygen generator. So it costs you 2 basic science points, which is easy. We're going to make electricity. We're going to make a grappling hook. We're going to make the asteroid catcher. And that's all the points we have enough for right at the moment. So right off the bat, we are going to make the oxygen generator. And I'm going to just put this right up here. And now, while I'm hovering over it, it says use F to refill oxygen, and it's going to just use up automatically any ice that you have in your backpack. So we'll just go ahead and hit that twice, and our oxygen bar, which is down left here, just filled up to full. Alright, so you're good. Then your health bar is underneath. All those ticks are your health bar. So if you run out of oxygen, you're going to start losing health until you die. So try not to let that happen. I've never died in the game though. I'm not even sure what happens if you die. But just to let you know that it is possible. Alright, we're going to keep on mining because now we need to get some things up and running. We're going to need power. We're going to need asteroid grabbers so that this flying around getting these asteroids stops happening. We're not going to be doing that for forever. Actually, probably 15 minutes. And we won't have to do it anymore. Alright. And then after that, we're going to expand. Once I start building on my base and showing you how I build things to try and get maximum output for items, sometimes I repeat recipes, and I'm not going to sit there and make you guys watch any of the repeats at all. Even if I do like one thing for iron and like an iron setup and I do a copper setup, you're not going to see the copper setup. I'll just show you the final product, right? Just to save time, because it's going to be the exact same idea just for copper. You know what I mean? So there's no point in you seeing it twice. But yeah, we'll go through it. I'll try and show you guys as I train my research, and and how the game unfolds from there. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to make some more of these, 4 more. And while it's making, we have to keep mining, because there's no point in just standing around and waiting. My very first playthrough, when I first started the game, you can set the speed with the minus and plus symbols. Okay, I didn't know that. And for whatever reason, I must have hit the minus symbol, because for a full 24 hours, I played this game on 0.25 speed. And I was like wondering why I was moving slow, but I just thought that was the game speed. Now I was like, man, it's half. It was fun, but it was like half put me to sleep. You know what I mean? It was like, whoa, this is like super slow game type of thing. And then once I figured it out, oh my goodness, I couldn't believe it. And you can crank it up to 8 times the speed. So why wouldn't you? There's no food. The only thing you have to worry about is oxygen. And once you build a barrier, like a dome on top of your base, you don't even have to worry about that anymore. So it's just for a little while that you have to worry about that part. Okay, my copper should be done. We're going to go ahead and do all of the iron that we have. And we definitely need carbon, because all of your power runs off of carbon. All right, so you want to make sure you have plenty of that coming in. And you will. You'll see my setup. It's going to be cranking in the carbon like you wouldn't believe. My carbon setup is going to generate roughly 150 megawatts per second type of thing, which is not horrible. It's not amazing. I mean, you're going to need, I couldn't even tell you a number because I haven't gone that far into the game yet, but I'm going to guess roughly 1,000 megawatts before you'll be able to beat this game, and that's a guess. I really don't know 100%. But all right, now we should have enough bars to start getting some asteroid catchers. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We want, but while we're working on that, we're going to go ahead and do this too. Canva activate, no recipe select. Oh, oops, my bad. Okay, let's fill up our oxygen. We're down just a hair. Not a big deal. Then we are going to make down below on our bar, hit the number 4. We can make asteroid catchers. They cost 4 iron bars a pop. All right. And if you look at it, there is 2 arrows pointing outwards to the right and the left. Okay. There's a little lightning bolt. That means that's where your power gets connected. All right. And I just happen to know that the asteroid catcher is on the opposite side of the electrical. All right. So it's going to be basically in the front. It'll be top right now. You can see it on the top of your screen. You can see that little thing sticking out. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to make that asteroid catcher right here. And we're going to make, as we need 4 if we can afford it, and we can. So we're going to do that right now and be done. Don't care about the left. Shoot. Yes, I do care about the left and right. Darn it. So you can rotate these. And that sucks because now I can't get to the power. And I can't move these until I get so far in my research. But it's not far away at all. And I'll show you guys that as well. Destruction. Actually, I can do it right now. Okay, so if you control left click, you can remove these. And I wasn't thinking when I put those down. So all that does, and I'm glad I showed it to you because you need to know this as well. It goes into your recyclables. Now I can make 4 of them for free. All I have to do is just remake them. And now I'm going to put it so that there's a space in between them. So 1 there. 1 there. This one can be hugging because I don't need a space in between because there's an output on the opposite side. There we go. Something like that. So we have 2 outputs. All right. And I do that on purpose because later I'm going to make some conveyor belts. All right. Okay. So now that we've done that, these things here are now going to start catching asteroids as long as I'm controlling them. All right. You can modify, and once you make them into auto catchers, you will be able to select what you want them to look for. Do you want them to look for only iron? Do you only want them to look for copper, carbon, ice, whatever, right? So it's going to be totally up to you what you're going to do with that. But just be a reminder, if it's looking for something with iron, for instance, like this block right here, has carbon in it as well. So it's going to pull in anything that has iron and whatever in it as well. So meaning you might just want iron coming out of something, so you have to figure out how to filter the other stuff out that you might not want, or you might have a place for it to go. And I will show you all that as well. There is ways to just keep it all organized and nice and tidy so that you don't have carbon going into your smelters for iron or for copper or whatever. It's very easy to learn at that, so it's good. That's one part about this game that I really did enjoy. It wasn't super hard to learn the logic blocks, nothing. It was easy actually. I had a little cat problem. I had to let out my cat. I could hear him mewing. All right. So now, how much for electric? Carbon reactor. We need 3 iron bars. So we're going to go ahead and make what we have. We'll fill up our oxygen. There we go. Right, perfect. So your base, you will be able to move it, by the way. There is a huge system, planets, the whole 9 yards. And you'll be able to fly around, and you'll be able to like dock to planets, etc., which is a really cool feature. And those planets have tons of resources that you're going to want on them, including vegetables, trees, the whole 9 yards. So in order to move there, though, the planets are not going to move to you. You have to move to them. But those little ones, those little planetoids there, those will move to you. You can get like a grappling hook for your base, not for you. There is a grappling hook for you too that you can use, but there is a grappling hook type of like a dock that will pull those planetoids to your base, and then you can dock them to your base, mine them off completely, including the dirt and all the stuff that's on them, and just get rid of them. Or you can let it fly away and just let them float empty if you want. It's totally up to what you want to do, right? Okay, so now we have enough for a carbon reactor. We're going to go ahead and put that over here. And I usually make 2. I'll put 1 because there's not much room over there. So we're going to put 1 on this side as well. And that should be good. And now, in order to make cables, you need electric cable. Okay, you can see it there in the bottom of my screen. Electric cable requires you to use copper bars, so more crafting involved. So we're going to go ahead and make 15 of those, which times 3, 45 cables. That'll be plenty to get us started, okay? And while we're waiting, we might as well mine some more stuff. There's no point just standing around waiting. So let's go over to this planetoid. I'll show you this. So there's a few like plants and stuff, but nothing that you can harvest. So you're looking for wheat specifically, and there's none on this one. But there are these cool copper nodes that you can just sit here instead of floating around space. It's a little bit easier, and you just knock these out if you want. I'm not going to sit here and do all of them, but I'll knock out 1 for sure while my stuff is being made. Might as well. And actually, once it's done, we'll get some more copper being knocked down, since we're going to have an extra 25-ish. And some of these planets, like the regular planets, the big ones, oh my, it blow your mind how many resources are on it. You're going to get a scanner later, and you'll be able to scan, and it'll show you where all the nodes are. And some of those planets have some pile of stuff on them, man. Like, it's insane. And you'll actually be able to get robots that'll go mining it for you. Like, it's slick. I love it. That's the part of this game that I do enjoy. And you can get rid of the dirt, and you're going to find quartz. I just found some too. That's lucky. Sometimes you'll find it's hard to find. Sometimes it's rare. And you want to save all the quartz you can find, okay? You can make it later on, but we're way off from that. Like, way off. And once you have quartz, you're going to save it because you're going to be able to turn it into drinkable liquid, all right? So that's something that's going to happen later. And that's going to be what feeds your astronauts once you start to recruit them. You're going to need to feed them something at the start. And it's going to require, I don't know, 50 quartz is a good number to get you started. And then once you've researched the right things, like the farming, and that's what your goal is to try and get to first, to keep those guys fed, because if they're not fed, they do not work. I don't know if they die, but they don't work. They don't do anything, and it doesn't take them long to get hungry. So you always have to make sure you have tons of food on in store, and that's why it's important to keep that quartz. Okay. All right. I think we've mined enough here, so we're gonna head back. We're gonna get some more just regular. There, man, not bad. We did really good there. All right, so we're gonna start putting out some of these cables. So if I was to just go across the floor, so that's one thing about this game, you're gonna see the cables, unless you can put them under the floor. I do everything under the floor. The reason why I can't here is because there is a foundation underneath, right? And you can't actually do it here with the foundation. So once I start building off of this, I will go under the building and you won't see these stinking gross ass wires. So we're gonna put it up because I want it to go over top of my conveyor belts here in a minute, because I'm gonna have some conveyor belts. So I'm just gonna go up and over for now. I know it looks hard, but this is just a starter base, guys. You're going to need a starter base, and then once you get going on your real base, everything is gonna look way better and more, trust me, it'll look a lot different than this. It's just gonna take a few minutes to get to that point, that's all. All right, so we're gonna go ahead. And you can just click and drag, but just be careful where you let go, because you could end up way out in space if you're not careful with that. We're going to go ahead and we'll attach this one as well, all on the same line. And we just need to put in, so if you click on the deposit items, hold the shift button down, you can split it right in half, and hold the control button down and click, and it'll transfer the stack that you were looking at. So we'll go ahead, we're going to split up those, so now they both have power. And these just require you to man them at this point, okay? So these things are all powered up, even though you'd never tell. It says total production 20 megawatts, but it's not going to do anything and waste your stuff if they're not actually being used. So you're just going to push F, you're going to jump in the seat. You can do basically a 180, all right, up, down, all the way around, and just look at what you want to grab. We're going to go for everything. We need a little bit of everything. It pulls it inside, and then you can take another one and tractor beam it in, and it'll just sit there and wait until it's empty. Then when it's empty, that one will go inside. So it's like a queue, right? And you're only allowed to queue up one thing, but you know what? It's helpful. So while that's coming in from far away, we'll go ahead and grab another one. And then we'll jump back into the second one again and grab one for the tractor beam queue. We'll grab that carbon right there. We need ice, so there's no point in not taking it. We need carbon, because we need to feed those. They're relatively good, though. Those 20 will last us probably 30 minutes at minimum, which is not bad at all. By then, we'll have another 100. You know what I mean? It doesn't take too long. So we just got to keep going. I'm not going to focus too much on the ice ones, though, unless they have iron or copper with them. And you can shoot pretty far, but that one there was just a bit too far. We'll get that one with the carbon. You press F to enter, you press E to leave. There, that one there's good. And you're just going to do this for the next little bit, all right? And you're gaining science points by doing this. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but you are. All right. So I'm going to do this for a few minutes. And once I have enough points, actually, before I go and come back, we have enough points. So we might as well start getting some of this doing. So we have a smelter now. We have water that we can get. Engineering, we want that laboratory, because this allows us to make, that's a laboratory, sorry. We want to be able to make iron plates, which is right here, okay? Conveyor belts and iron plates. We want that right away. Water transfer. You're going to want to unlock everything with the basic science points, the symbol over here, bottom right of each of these. soon you're going to get into other kinds of research. There's 6 different types of researches up here, and they all require different things to research. Okay, so you can get all of these easily, but once you start getting onto the engineering science, you need different things to get those points, so it's going to be a lot harder. Okay, we're just going to keep unlocking stuff as we have the points. Actually, we have enough to keep going, so we're going to keep going till we run out. There we can, we cannot make the scanner yet, but the next available thing that we do train will be the scanning, because it is yellow now. We did it on purpose, but these are all empty again. It doesn't take long for them to go through, so we have to keep them full. Okay, always keep them full, friends, just for speed. If that's how you play, you can take your time and waste 3 hours doing this if you want. It's totally up to you, but I'm not going to do that. And I like to stay on top where I can see them all, because it'll just pull you in, and then when you get out, it puts you back to where you were just standing. So alright, so I'll see you guys in a few minutes once I have a crap ton of resources to show you, and we can move on to the next stage of building our base. Okay, so I just built 2 smelters. Alright, smelters. Okay, I've got to keep these going, and I will explain them as I go. I always try and make sure that this is full. Once you unlock the auto catcher, you can do whatever you want. You can talk as much as you want, and these things will constantly work forever, which is what you're looking to do, right? As quickly as you can. So I unlocked 2 smelters, or I bought 2 smelters with all of the iron and whatever else that I just picked up. And we're going to get those set up right now so that these will automatically feed into those smelters. Okay, we're going to need some more carbon, copper down there. So if you click on them, modify, there's the recipes that are available right now, and later you're going to unlock better ones. You will be able to find gold ore as well in some of these asteroids. It's rare, but you do see them once in a while. But you will find mines on planets later as well, and that's going to be handy to have. So if you click on the recipes, though, it shows you what other recipes will be available once you unlock the tech. Okay, so you can get these iron plates, you can get aluminum bars, right? Or not aluminum plates, the iron rods, but you need plates to make the rods. And this is just aluminum ore for aluminum bars. Okay, but that's later on in the game. You're going to unlock that. So we have to hook these puppies up with power. All right, and we're going to, but I want to keep these going because they cannot stop. You're going to need some pile of resources to get the auto done, and you want that up and running as quickly as possible. I am shooting for the 30-minute mark, having that up. That's what I want to do. It's just, otherwise the game is way too monotonous. You're going to be doing this the whole time, right? And you don't want to be doing that the whole time. It's not that's not the fun part of the game. I mean, it is fun to start out and stuff, don't get me wrong. I do enjoy that type of shit, but okay. We're going to go up 2, and we're just going to connect over there. Perfect. Oh, we ran out. That sucks. But we have tons. So we have enough to make... I'm not going to make 25, but we'll make another 15-ish. There, those are connected now. That's a bonus and a half. The only other thing that we really have to have right now is the ability to make plates. Alright, so you're going to go to device, and you need the constructor. Alright, and constructor, I must not have the technology yet, that's all. So we're looking for constructor tech. Right here, construction. So we're just going to, we need, that's why. So we need 6 engineering points, okay? So in order to make engineering points now, we're going to need a lab. So we're going to go ahead and build one of those. And we're going to put that lab right here, okay? Somewhere where we can connect it to the power. So we'll go ahead and do that. Connect that right in. Now that that's powered, you can give 2 iron bars and 2 copper bars for 1 engineering point. Okay, so we're going to go ahead, we're going to put all of the iron, and we're going to put 12 of these. That'll give us our 6 points for the plates. Okay, soon I'm going to feed, well, no, I'm not going to feed that. I only want so many things with the engineer points into this, and then I'm going to start building my base and automate this. Okay, because there's no point sitting here doing that the entire time. It's just not going to be fun to do that using 4 machines when you can automate a gigantic factory that'll do it for you. All right, and so that's what I'm going to be aiming for, but I need to fill these up again because they're all empty now. So we'll go ahead and do that, friends. Right. Perfect. And then sooner rather than later, we need to, once we get our 6 points, and you can see up top right, I have 5 of them already done. As soon as that 6th one's done, we're going to have plates going. That's what we're shooting for. Ooh, there's some gold. Nice. Okay, so we have 6 points. We're going to unlock construction. And we are going to go ahead and build this constructor. And we have the stuff to do it right now. I want to put like an input-output type of thing. So we'll go ahead and we'll put this right here. This looks great. And now we just need to power that. That's going to be the hardest part about this. But it's not like crazy. It's just, we just have to get this wire over here. And it only goes to there. And we ran out of, oh no we didn't. Because it's still into the building. There. Needed to get over it. There. Done. Powered up. Like I said, it looks hard right now with the wire, but later on you won't see any of that wire. It'll all be underneath. So if you modify this, it's going to give you iron bars, all right, which is what you want. That's good stuff. That's what you want. Sorry, iron bars. Iron plates, which is what you want. That's the good stuff right there. And they just require 2 iron bars, all right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go here and we're going to empty out all of these because we have a bunch of resources that we've been catching for the last 15-ish minutes. Grab all of this good stuff. All of it. We're going to put into the smelters. We're going to put in all of the copper in one, and we're going to put all of the iron and gold into the other. And they will just start working because they're already powered up. We're going to make sure that we have enough carbon going. We'll put what we have. We'll split it in half and put half into each of the power generators. Done. Okay. And now these are just going to work for us so we don't have to sit here and craft. The only thing I want to have to make now is wire. You cannot make that in a factory for probably a couple hours. You'll be able to unlock that technology. Okay, so you're going to have to do some stuff on you. I could make some plates if I wanted. I could have made those without the tech, but I find it just as easy to just make this building and do it automated. All right, it's going to all be automated really, really, really soon. So we want to make sure that these are still working. My bad. I get talking and not focusing. My bad, guys. Okay, get everything here going. Oh, actually, I could have just stayed in and grabbed the second thing. Oh, I backed off by accident with the right button. Perfect. Right. Now, as soon as we have some iron bars, we want them. Copper bars, we're going to put the iron bars right into here. All of them. Get this cooking. We want some plates. And you can choose what you want. So right now I'm going to be short on iron. So we're going to try and just aim for iron things. We can. And we can. That's the good part. Okay, we're running quite low on oxygen. It's looking like 3/4 of the bar's gone, roughly. There we go, 3 shots and we're good to go. Back to full. Ooh, some gold. I never miss an opportunity to get gold, because it is kind of rare. I played a run through just playing around, and there wasn't any gold on any of the planets. And you can see that. I'll show you here in a minute once I get this filled. We still need more ice. You're going to need lots of ice. You're going to need lots of carbon. It's just at the start I don't focus it so much. So if you press M, there's a map. Or a map of the known universe. And if you click on these, it'll show you what's on them. Carbon, aluminum, uranium, titanium. So you want gold, all right? You need gold. And not one of these planets has gold on them, just like the last time I played. Which is not amazing, all right? Because you should have gold on your planets. Now, I'm not saying there might be gold when you go there, but it doesn't show it on here. And if it doesn't show it on here, I can't see why there would be gold there. You know what I'm saying? And these are the planets that are near me. Okay? So, yeah. That's how it works. So you want to make sure that you're picking up all the gold that you can while you're out and about. Trust me, you're still going to get hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of gold. It's just you won't be able to actually go to a planet and mine it because there's none on any of the planets. And I'm not quite sure why that happens. You would think when the world is generating, it would look to put a little bit of every resource on the planets, but for whatever reason, this is the second time that it has not given me gold, which is kind of crappy, but alright. Need some more copper. Need some more iron would be the best. I don't see too much iron floating around. It's mostly all copper. I will take some. Okay, now this should have popped out a bunch of plates. It has. And we need some wires now. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to make 25 of those and keep these machines going. There's some iron right in front of me. More there. Perfect. Excellent. Okay, so right off, we're going to scroll wheel up. One. Okay, you can scroll wheel. There's like a bunch of different menus that you can fill. We're going to click on construction. Okay, and we're going to go to path and pull out a conveyor belt, and we're going to put that right here. Okay, and conveyor belts again take a plate and a wire. That's how they work. If you look, you can see there's an arrow. You can push the R button. It's very difficult to see the arrow from far, I've noticed, but once you figure it out, it's not too bad. I'm just going to bring this out to roughly here. Let go. It builds, and it's going to start pulling from both those pullers. And at this point here, we want to pull it to the right. And I can't see this way. And we're going to go ahead and put this into here. Oh, shoot. I just messed up, actually. I'm just taking this out. And you'll see why in a moment. We want to go this way, all the way to here. Okay. Then you want to rotate that piece. I did that by pressing R, and want to put that straight into your smelter. And this one as well, you want to just put it into your smelter, but it's going to need a kick in the ass, that one. So we're going to open up this again. We're going to go to our logic blocks, and we're going to put a pusher, a blocker, a filter, because that's the only things you start out with. And we're going to put a pusher facing down right here, and it'll push everything. We don't care what it is, all right? It's going to go in there. I don't even care if it's carbon. It can still go in there. I can collect it there just as easy as I can from anywhere else, okay? So now that all those resources are coming from there, from those two machines, now we need the resources from the other machines. So we're going to come up here. There. Oops. I had that wrong. There. Yeah. Not the best setup for sure, but not horrible. So we'll feed with those two, we'll feed the right one. That's probably the best bet. Let's do that instead. All right. Let's do that instead. So, oh. All right, so now we have the two right machines feeding into the right smelter and the two left ones feeding the left smelter. And it doesn't matter what they pop out because your machines can store anything, so it's not going to clog it up. You just go here if you want to collect your stuff instead of clicking on the machines. But they're all empty because I don't see anything at all coming out of the left ones, so we have to fill them up. Alright, so from now on, I don't have to worry at all about making the iron and copper bars, okay? Because all this metal is just going directly into the smelters and turning into those bars immediately. And there's no recipes that just require raw iron or raw copper that I've seen. So you're safe to do that as much as you want. So that's why I'm doing it. I'm just going to constantly do... There's some gold floating right there. I can see it. That's good news. What's over here? Anything? I can't reach that, unfortunately. Yeah. Ice. Ooh, what's that? Oh, it disappeared. Whatever it was, it's gone. It's never coming back. Oh, what's this right here? Boom. Gotcha. Perfect. Alright, so now we have to focus on, and I'm going to just show you, we need the next part of the puzzle, which is automated catching. So in order to get automated catching, we need manufacturing and the harpoon. Alright, we have the harpoon already unlocked, so we're already halfway there. We need to open up all the path right to manufacturing, means we're going to need these points. 6, 14, 28 and 24, 52 points. That's what we need to unlock automatic catching, meaning we need to double that number, so 104 bars of each type. So now you see why it takes a little bit of time to get that unlocked. So 104 copper and 104 iron bars. We're going to go ahead and grab what we have. So we almost have enough copper right now. We just really need to focus on the iron, and I knew we would because of the plates. It kind of throws you back a little bit. So, but we still need copper. I'm not going to not catch it. It's just not as important as the iron right now. If we can find the iron, we're going to try and grab it. All right. Might as well get working on this too. There's no point. So we're going to put 50. I'm going to put 50 just so I can keep tabs of how much I've put in. Yeah, so 50 and 50. So we need 54 of each at this point. The iron would be nice. I see some right there. On top of that. See some more right next to it. Perfect. Ooh, what's this down here? I want it. Tons of iron out right now. Grabbing it all. I have gold in it? Nope. I'm gonna say it was awfully yellowy, but not so. Right. Perfect. And I have some ore on me. I might as well throw it in the smelter. There's no point keeping it on me. Right now we have 7 points. Those engineer points are not super fast either, so that's why it's good to stay on it right away. Since we have the 54 iron bars, I'm going to just put them right in, and that way there I know that all the rest of the stuff on top of that I can use it freely. I just want to get those points unlocked sooner rather than later type of thing. Okay, we're going to go ahead and we're going to put the 54 copper bars in. That's going to take care of copper. So we'll go here. We're going to put the 54 of these now. And that's going to take care of that. So why is it that one of them has 70? The other one has 68. Did I put 52 in the other one? I think I did. Friggin' strange is that? You know what I'm saying? Am I short 2 iron bars? You guys would know you're watching the video, you can back it up, but I can't. I thought I had done 50 and 54, but obviously there's an error there somewhere because they're not equal. That's weird. Yeah. Very strange, friends. Very strange. Yeah, I want to know where I went wrong. I'm just going to put the extra 2 iron anyway. Might as well. If I'm short, I don't want to sit here and wait for that extra point. I want it to be done. 52 points is what the number is that we're looking for. Got some more goodies. So in a moment, once this is finished, and I say in a moment, it'll be a moment to you if I edit it out. I'm going to not destroy this little starter base setup that I have going here, because I'm going to need plates like you wouldn't believe, and I mean thousands of plates to get set up, because your floors are made with plates, and you're gonna need a base. Like, it's going to be huge. Well, it's going to be huge for me. It doesn't have to be huge for you, but it's going to be huge for me. We have an infinite space system here. Like, I'm not going to use the room just because I don't want to. It's going to be full. Like, you'll see my base. I don't, I'm not stingy when it comes to the room, that's for sure, guys. And I'm going to leave this here, though. This starter setup is going to stay here for quite a while, because I'm just going to switch all of the auto catchers here to iron, basically every single one of them, because I want plates. That's how you make them, with the iron. And so instead of destroying all this stuff and waiting until I have room to put them so it looks nice and neat, I'm just going to keep using these. Why the heck wouldn't you, right? It's already made. And this will just continually make plates while I'm working on the base. So if I run out, I come back, I grab more, and I'll have it feeding into here automatically, and they'll be making the plates for me. So I won't have to do them at all. The only thing I'll probably have to make is the wire, the copper wire for power. That's it. The only thing I have to deal with. And if I'm on the ball, then I don't have to worry about that even. Like I could stay on it right now. I have 24. Might as well just make those right up into wire and have them on me. You're gonna need 500 wire. You know what I mean? At the start. So why not just make 500 wire? Then it's done. 46 points are made. That's great friggin' news, guys. I love it. 53 points, guys. I can taste it. Actually, we only needed 52. We're good. All right. Let's train this up, my friends. Here we go. So, robotics, automation, manufacturing, catching. Done. I have one more point, one bonus point. The extra set that I put in there. We are laughing now. Now to automate. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to go here. We're going to look for our devices. I believe they are. No, they are not. But we do want this. And we don't want the storage container. I never use storage containers anymore. I only use the base warehouse containers. All right. And you'll see why later on for sure. I also want utilities, carbon reactor. We want, where is it? What am I looking for? this one, the mining. Okay, we want the auto asteroid catcher, so we're going to go ahead and put that there. And now you can build this straight up if you want. It costs you 12 iron bars and 12 whatever that little picture is that you can't really see. So if you're interested in knowing what that little picture is, you can click on this, and if you right click on it, it'll open it up and you can look and hover. It's called steel screws. How do you make steel screws? Well, you can left click on that and it'll open up another menu, and it's made from iron bars used for making gears. So you're going to use these screws in gears, and also for what we need it for. Okay, it's not only used in gears, obviously, because we need it to create the auto asteroid catcher. And then you produce it in the constructor or the advanced constructor. Well, we happen to have already set up, because I already knew I was going to need it. We have the constructor set up, but you don't see the recipe yet. So you have to click here, and you can make copper plate if you want, or you can make steel screws. I just put them both in there. Why not? You might want to set it up later, though, that it's only making the specific thing, so it doesn't start making other things and wasting your resources there, because this is a plant just to make screws, for instance, right? So now we need some iron rods. Well, where do we make friggin' iron rods? We don't have any of those. Well, we do have a place to make them. I just happen to know I could have went and did the same process I just showed you by looking it up. But in here in the smelter, you can make iron rods. But iron rods require plates, which I have on me, quite a few. I'm not going to use them all, though, because I want to still make a little bit of path to feed this iron plate thing. Okay, because we're going to need to feed this soon. I'm going to put those there. Those and carbon are going to now make iron rods. And since I already had carbon in there, it's just going to automatically go to her. Okay? This I'm going to take the carbon out of, and I'm going to take these. And we're going to actually feed right now. We're going to go ahead and feed this. Okay? So we need to come out of... Make sure that arrow's pointing the right way. See, it's a bit of a pain that way, but... Come out to here. Here. Right in. Now, before we do that, you'll notice there's a bunch of gold ore that came out. Well, it's not going to matter. We can just put it in there. But if you don't want the gold ore to go in there, you can put a blocker. It's not that difficult to do. So we'll come out of here. There, and that's that. That's our little thing. It's going to be congested at the start until it empties out, but like all the ice, everything's going to be in here now. One location. It's all going to end up in there. It sucks because it's congesting up my line, but once they're empty, they're empty. You don't have to worry about it anymore. Like, right? And it doesn't take long to empty. And if you don't want it to happen, for instance, it's using your carbon and your plates. It shouldn't push that stuff out because you're using it. But it's going to shove out the iron bars. Alright? So we're going to allow that to happen. And if it does start shoving out that stuff, that's when you put blockers in place. But it's not shoving out the ores, right? It knows it needs the ores to make stuff. So it's not going to shove out the stuff it needs. So it's not shoving out the plates. It's not shoving out the carbon. Because it needs that stuff to create things. So it's just a handy little trick for you. We have 6 screws at the moment. So, oh shoot. I do not want this being made though. These copper plates are not necessary yet. Okay. So you want to make sure you shut those off at the start. I mean, you can make them if you want. But I need the copper bars for wire at the start. I don't need them for plates. Iron plates are used to make floors. Copper plates are used to make walls. And at the moment, I don't need walls because I'm not dying. Like, stuff is not hurting me yet. But later on, there will be storms and stuff. And you are going to want walls and you're going to want roofs. Alright? But right now, it's still early game. So it's not necessary that you have those. Okay, I can make my first auto catcher. And I'm going to go ahead and grab these. And all you have to do is click on this and push the U button to upgrade it. If you look top right, Okay, it actually shows you just below the top bars. It says fast station, okay, first station, and then it says asteroid catcher, remove, rotate right, rotate. That's your hotkeys, okay? And if you push U, it says upgrade. So as long as you have the parts on you, it'll just automatically upgrade that to an auto catcher. Then you're gonna modify it. I want it to pick up iron stuff. That's it. That's all I want it to pick up. In doing so, it's going to pick up other things that with the iron, like carbon, etc., etc., etc. So, but I still am going to need one out of these four to do carbon to make sure that I don't run out, because you're not going to get enough with that one, or with all four of them on iron. You're not going to get enough carbon to power up everything. So you need carbon as well. So one carbon, three iron. Copper, you're going to get copper and enough to survive. You're not going to need a crap ton of it, all right? But it did use up a lot of my friggin' bars. Well, not that much. I think I have some on me. I do. So we're still good. We have 54 on us. That's plenty. I'm not putting the iron bars in there because I need them to build the auto catchers, all right? But I have 36 of these now, meaning we can upgrade all the rest of them. So we're going to go ahead and put this on iron. We're going to put this on iron. And if you don't do it right away, they start grabbing whatever, like within 2 seconds. So you want to upgrade it and set it immediately if you can. And this one will be on carbon. Done. So I have 4 auto catchers now, and they are just going to do this forever and feed my smelters forever. And as long as I have power in those 2 machines, this will keep going. I could go have lunch, I could go have breakfast, I could go have another coffee, because this one's getting cold. And it'll just keep spitting out the stuff from there into here, and then you end up with a bunch of good stuff, all right? But the rods are not going to make their way there to make new screws unless I pull them there, all right? The plates are not going to make their way there to make more rods because I have to pull the plates there, all right? They're just going to stay in here. But if I wanted to, I could put like a filter here on this exit, and I could put, I only want plates coming out, and you can set it. It's easily to do. You're going to see I'm going to use that a lot as I make my base. Lots of filters, lots of logic blocks everywhere. It's going to blow your mind how much of that stuff I use. And then it would just take out the plates. They would come out. You could feed it directly into this machine. All right, and it's that easy. And then that way there, you're doing like a loop, and it would feed this machine with plates. Then it would use the carbon, and it would start making bolts automatically. And anyways, it's very, very well done game, and you're going to see all that as we go. So now we are done our initial setup of the base. It's awesome. It doesn't get any harder than this. It's just how creative are you going to be? How efficient can you make this? All right, that's going to be the key. Are you an efficient worker? Are you not an efficient worker? Like, we're going to see that in the future when you play. And it depends on how efficient you want to make this, because everything has a time. It takes 4 seconds to make iron bars, but it takes 6 seconds to make copper bars and 8 seconds to make gold bars. So if you time things right, you can make it perfectly efficient. I'm not that hardcore, but I'm going to still make it so that it's quite efficient and quite fast, and you will see that in the next episode, my friends. All I'm going to show you today is the initial setup getting up to the auto catchers. In the next episode, we're going to spread out the base in one direction or another. I usually leave the side with the ramp open for docking on planets, so I'll probably leave that open over there, and I'll build out this way and to the other sides, okay? And I don't usually build on that side until I clear this mess out later. So for now, I'll build to the 2 other sides, and we're going to expand greatly. I'm going to show you how I set up my power system. I'm going to show you how I set up my iron and copper systems, my water system, but that's not going to be all in one episode. It'll probably be one episode for each of those systems, and then the astronaut system. All right, I'll show you guys how to do that. Do I have my newest I do not have it. The hand drill. I was going to say, if I have the hand drill, I'll show you that, because mining this stuff, it takes time, right? It's not super slow, but I'm going to try and get this gold. Might as well, right, friends? And yeah, so we'll see you guys in the next episode. If you don't mind hitting the like and subscribe button down below, it'll help me out, guys, and I appreciate it a ton. I like to hear from you guys. I respond to the comments. At the moment, I'm not getting hundreds like some people get. I get it, but I respond. I want to know what you guys want to know. I want to help you out. If you want to see specific videos on specific games, if I'm interested in that type of game, I definitely would look into doing one for you. All right, and yeah, so we'll see you guys in the next video. Later.